Welcome back everyone to GameZone Birdroom. GameZone. And of course it's not the GameZone Birdroom without the birds. Hello Dix. You never do that anymore, do you? Naughty boy. Hello Moose. Hello pretty girl. Hello pretty girl. Hello my babies. Where's that little one? There he is. Hello Donny. Pretty boys. What have I got for you today, guys? Well, I teased it yesterday. We're going to be looking at the GBS-Control Upscaler. It's a good look. So what we've got here, we've got VGA, we've got Scart, we've got a couple of components, and we've got composite. Unfortunately, this doesn't accept PAL N64 or NES, the original Nintendo. So I'm going to have to look at different ways to get the best out of them systems, because, well, especially the N64, that really does look shit. And I thought this was going to solve that problem, but never mind. That is one of the weakness of this thing here. I love the build quality of it. It's actually a lot bigger. I mean, I've not got the biggest hands, but it's literally about the size of my hand. It's actually a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be. Got the PlayStation side. I'm not too sure why. At the back, another PlayStation sign, 25th anniversary, and it's got instructions of what to do. So at the back, yeah, because this is the front. So at the back, we've got another VGA out. We've got, that's for the PlayStation, I think. I think that's for the PlayStation. We've got audio out to go with the VGA. We've got HDMI and your power. And on the side, we've got a button to turn off RGB. Green sync, and the power button. So that's basically it. It's going to be a bit of a mini series. I'm going to concentrate on one console, put this up against the original scaler that I had, which was just the generic, where was that? Amazon. I think I bought that from Amazon, the original Amazon generic upscaler that pretty much everyone starts off. So yeah, this is going to go up against that. And first console we're going to look at is 3 games for the Sega Saturn. A bit more of what this series is all about. Obviously it's about the GBS-Control Upscaler. Where did I get it from? And what's it capable of doing? So I will do a whole episode of going through the settings, changing the brightness, changing the screen size, all that sort of good stuff. But this is what it looks like out of the box compared to the Scart to HDMI upscaler, which hasn't got any settings. So it's a bit more fair comparison of what both these upscalers do out of the box. So as I said, one of the videos is going to be just purely of what the system could do in the settings. Where did I get it from? One of my favourite places to shop. Yes, AliExpress. I absolutely love AliExpress. There can be some right shit on there to buy, but every so often you find a device that you think that looks pretty good, and it ends up being fantastic. But yeah, I absolutely love AliExpress, and the GBS-Control Upscaler was very cheap as well. I paid £55 for it with postage and VAT. It turned out to be £79, so that's a really great price. Cheaper than the ossc, a lot cheaper than the RetroTink 5X. I mean, both of them are probably considered the 2 ultimate upscalers with the FrameMeister, but then they don't produce that anymore, and that's incredibly expensive too. You know, you're looking well over £300 for both the RetroTink and the FrameMeister. And the ossc is usually about 120 to 150. So, you know, this is a bargain device that does the job. Anyway, let's see what it looks like out of the box against the Upscaler. First up is the Scart to HDMI adapter, or Upscaler. Not really designed for games in mind. This basically was designed for DVDs, like early DVD players which had no HDMI or VCRs. And I'm using console good RGB Saturn cable, which isn't too bad for the price. $7.99 on eBay. A lot better than the cheap ones you can get from AliExpress, eBay. It's pretty decent, as you can tell. The picture's looking sharp, a bit over saturated, the colours. I mean, you can turn that down with the TV, get the picture the way you want it, but the Scart to HDMI Upscaler hasn't got that function out of the box. Where the GBS it's got quite a few features that we will go over. But here it is. This is what the GBS looks like just out of the box with no messing about. Do apologise for the shakiness of the capture card. Doesn't quite like this device, so I guess I'm going to have to upgrade my capture card. As you can tell from the character screen though, the picture does look a bit bright. As I said, you can mess about in the settings. But the colours are a lot more natural, a lot more detail. You can clearly see the mountain in the background, which was a bit more difficult to see. You can see just the outline. Lau, you can see his cheekbones a lot better, a lot clearer. So yeah, it's an improvement. Looks a lot more natural. This device does do scan lines if you're wondering about that. As I said, I will go over all the features in a video just by itself. Had to recrop the screen, obviously scan lines, and all that good stuff. So next up we have Sagar Alley, an absolute timeless classic on the Saturn. You know what, this Scart to HDMI box has served me well. Almost 3 years I've had it. But you can really tell the colours are oversaturated on the track. But the picture's nice. I mean, it's got them nice crisp pixels.
Sagar Alley Championship.
But what does the in-game look like? That's what we want to get to. Come on, let's get through this, James. Come on, press those buttons quicker. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. There we go. You know what, for a 32-bit game, this still does look mightily impressive. Such a classic. Now you saw those graphical issues then. Remember that, because when we play it on the GBS, I don't think that happens as much. Just a little thing to point out. One good thing about both these devices though is, you know, when you go from a 240p to 480i, you know, they're both instant. I've heard on the ossc and the FrameMaster that you can lose a lot of time, especially in games like Virtual Fighter or Dead or Alive that, you know, constantly changes between them two resolutions. end up getting beat in the first 5 seconds. And here we are, the GBS version of Sagar Alley. As you can tell, like, you know, the brightness levels are quite high. That screen should be nice and black behind the Sega Sport logo. But look at the nice natural colours of the track. You know, it doesn't look oversaturated like in the Scart HDMI upscaler. You know, pixels look sharp. The picture just looks cleaner. Looks great overall.
Sagar Rally Championship.
So the brightness could do with being toned down a bit. You know, it's not a massive improvement, but you know, it definitely looks better. And you know, that's what us retro gamers want. You know, we want the best picture.
3,
you know,
2,
we could afford.
1, go.
You know, sometimes you know, if you haven't got the money, you know, you just can't afford the best equipment out there. You see, them graphical glitches weren't quite as bad on this device. Definitely toned down a bit.
Easy right. 1 medium right. Checkpoint. Easy right. Over jump.
It does look lovely in 1080p.
Easy left. Easy right.
The little bodies of water just looks a lot clearer as well.
Very long easy right, baby.
Awesome game too. Ooh, look at that, under 1 minute. Not a bad time. Okay, next up is my favourite fighter on the Saturn. Well, single fighter, should I say. I mean, I do enjoy the crossovers of the Marvel vs. Street Fighter. They are brilliant. But, you know, just for a single fighter, Marvel Superheroes is just a quality game. Loosely based on the Infinity Saga as well. Thanos is the big bad. Great game. And the game I've actually completed, if you can believe that. But the 2D games are a great test due to the fact they're so colourful. And Marvel Superheroes is just an absolutely stunning game. I mean, this was released in, what, 90, I want to say 96. It's not every day you get to see Spider-Man vs. Iron Man. Going by the new films, you know, this is Spider-Man's mentor. I mean, he trained him up. He made him an Avenger. What a battle. Sorry, got a little bit carried away there. I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies. Sorry, Paul, meant films. The Marvel films. Paul the Ink Northerner. Top man. Doesn't like films to be called movies. I'll just do it to wind him up. As I said, this is a great test due to the fact, you know, this really shows how sort of oversaturated the game is. It does pop out though, I will give it that. And here we go with the GBS. Really done a good job of the arcade. Great conversion. Good pool of characters to choose from as well. Big names. Again, we'll go for Spider-Man. Hopefully I'll get to face Iron Man again, so it's a better comparison. Nope. I've tried 4 times now to get the same character. I keep getting Hulk, Blackheart. Ah well. Now I did detect, I can't remember because I haven't played this game for about a year, whether it did have slowdown with the larger characters, the larger sprites. Someone's watching this and they remember or they know, let me know please in the comments. Or it could just be this bloody damn capture card has been struggling with the GBS, so I think I definitely have to invest in a new one. This is one of the better upscalers though. You know, I've been reading articles that it is pretty friendly with most capture cards, unlike the ossc, which can be a bit of a bugger. Anyway, with those little issues, you know, the colours are nice and natural. Looks really good. Anyway, here's a couple of side-by-side pictures. Episode 2, we're going to be looking at the Super Nintendo. Fantastic system. Saturn, definitely an upgrade from the Scart to HDMI upscaler. The colours were a lot more natural. Yeah, I personally thought it looked good. With some tinkering, we can even get the picture quality looking even better once we turned down the brightness, because it was a little bit bright, but the colours were very natural. You know, they weren't oversaturated like with the Scart HDMI upscaler. So at the moment, well impressed. See you next time on episode 2. GameZone!